Hey, I just want to slow it down a little bit. I like the tuna fish monetary unit, currency unit. And next time I go to Costco, I think next week I'll get myself an extra case or two. Um, but I was a little worried about the amount of mercury in there. Might have to boil that stuff down to get the mercury out to sell. Um, I don't see why your father's friend, who talked about what happened in Weimar Germany, uh, and talked about gold going for a sack of potatoes, why that doesn't answer your question about what's wrong with gold. You can't eat it, you know. Um, I don't know why that doesn't answer that question, but uh, more importantly, you raised the Janet Tavakoli article in a very correct, postulation of the importance of this fact of what's going on in the world, you know. And I think I think you're right, and we should have a lot more concern about it than that. I'm a monetary reformist. I don't happen to think that the bankers, should be in charge of our money system. And if the bankers weren't in charge of our money system, they wouldn't be able to be creating these bets, these off-balance sheet bets against the country. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, I put them in jail for it, if not to the guillotine. Now, having said that, what are you proposing to do about it? Just let it go down, I guess, right? I mean, hey, if they're out there, and the fact that they're payable in gold is icing on the cake, like you said, but and that doesn't matter. You can make many things payable in gold these days because people don't have gold. They have gold certificates. They have paper gold. So there's a lot of that stuff running around. Wait till everybody tries to get their gold with their gold certificates. Um, it'll be fool's gold. But but the point I think really is much stronger. Related to the fact that there can be a group of people in a country. Okay, the bankers, let's call them. Okay, and now I'm talking about investment bankers, much more shadow bankers, the non-bank bankers. Okay, the non-money bankers, the people that create financial instruments, the financialization of the economy, that these people can be out there, up on Wall Street, and can be making bets against the country. Okay? Now, if they're investment bankers, they control all kinds of securities and all kinds of financial instruments that eventually go back to the banking system. And by that I mean they're rooted in ultimately the depositors of the banking system. Okay? And here we, the government, are protecting, stepping in and protecting those depositors and their savings accounts and their investments. Okay? We're insuring against them failing. And they are providing the seed money, if you will, to the investment bankers for them to be able to actually have something of tangible equity, okay, using some of that tier one stuff, a little bit of it, to create all of these financial instruments out there. And that they can use those financial instruments to take a bet that has to be paid, I'm just going to say in dollars. Forget about it if it's in gold. Doesn't matter, okay? Payable in dollars. Payable in future removal from our economy of money that might go to create a job or buy some tuna fish or whatever. The fact that that's legal, excuse me. I don't know if you've ever read The Legalized Crime of Banking by Silas Adams. It's available on, as an ebook. I forget what they call that. But if you Google it and you read it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But from the time that that book was written to now, the deregulation that's taken place, the machinations of the financial structures have been like insane, and that's what you're talking about. But it's still the legal legalized crime of banking. And that's the problem. So until you hear somebody saying, I mean, Janet Tavakoli, my hat's off to him, Max Kaiser, you know, there's a certain group of folks out there who see this sham game for what it is and are out there talking the talk, walking the walk. And I really commend her a lot and all those people. But you're right, because I saw that article when I read that article. In fact, I think I have a comment on that article on Huffington Post. Or else I wrote one that didn't get published. That was a significant article, and people see my whole thing is not the tuna fish solution, okay? No, my whole thing is monetary reform the monetary system, make illegal that legalized crime, take the money system back to the people where it belongs. Go to www.monetary.org for the American Monetary Institute's proposal, or to economicstability.org for the Kettle Pond Institute's proposals. And look at Denninger's latest thing that he's done on the Treasury creating debt-free dollars. That would be part of solving the legalized crime of banking. Anyway, thanks for your vid. I hope this ain't going too slow speed for you to catch up with it. Take care.